Alright, hold on. You didn't get to see the recap video. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Bridgie needs to see the recap video. Hold on. Oh, and I'm echoing. Oh, no, 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 no. We don't want that. Oh, and I don't want that on either. I know the audio's good. Doop-doop, boop, boop, boop. Alright, so I accidentally deleted my video from that we used yesterday. That was on me. But I can render it again. But this is what you missed out on, Bridgie. Can I make this full screen? Oh wait, hold on. I think if I do... Well, that didn't do what I thought it would. There we go. I don't think that's what it's supposed to do. Alright, we'll just play it like this. I know there's a way to make this full screen. I just don't know how to do it. Yeah, if you wanna see how it turned out on stream, but this is basically what it was. You guys get to see my video editing software, a little bit of behind the scenes. Welcome to the Apollo Aeronautics Science and Space Exploration Center here in the beautiful Cape Canaveral, Florida on this sunny Tuesday morning on the 3rd of November, 1953, where here shortly we will get to witness the launch of the ACES Dart III, a small rocket-powered craft launch into the sky, attempting to set a new unmanned speed and altitude record, pushing all of Kerbal kind one step closer to the heavens. And we can see the Dart III out on the launch pad, ready to lift off any moment now, waiting for the command from the boys in the control room. She sits at just over 11 meters tall, weighing in at just over 1 ton, fully fueled. She is certainly a magnificent machine. Oh, the engines are firing! We have a liftoff, ladies and gentlemen. She is successfully flying in the air. We are seeing from a specialized camera that is following on its attempt to breach the altitude record. We are getting statistics. We're hitting speeds over 300 meters per second and climbing, currently at an altitude of just under 4,000 meters. She is still climbing. Oh, look at her go. Speeds are increasing. The altitude is rising. This is certainly an auspicious day for all of Kerbal kind. The experts estimate that the rocket should reach an altitude of 70,000 meters, the highest ever reached by any object made by Kerbal kind. This, of course, is the first step in reaching the heavens, successfully leaving the gravity that binds us to the planet, pushing the limits of engineering and scientific knowledge. The control room is abuzz. All reports are saying the engine is nominal. The flight is good. She's going. She's going. This most certainly looks to be the first successful flight of any Kerbal-made machine. But will it continue to rise? Certainly, it looks like it would be so. We are receiving telemetry data transmitted via radio waves from scientific instruments on board, meaning that the Dart 1, or no, this is the Dart 3, excuse me. The Dart 3. Oh, the engines have reached cutoff. Oh, and the nose is tipping over slightly. That's to be expected with no more thrust left to give. She's now horizontal. She is falling back down to the surface. All reports indicate that this should land in a non-populated area. But what a day! This proves that we are capable of reaching for the heavens and touching the sky itself. What will come next? Tune in live to find out. And please don't forget to check on your children. We will be switching over to the live broadcast any moment now. As the rocket touches down in a fiery explosion, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. So that's what you missed out on, Bridgie. I just got to re-render it. I didn't make any changes. Alright, I need to tweak this soundboard down just a little bit. And this soundboard up just a little bit. Leave it right there. Alright. He already did all those things. That's because you're a superstar. That's because you're my superstar, Bridgie. One of the best short films I've seen in a long time. Yeah, the only thing I need to figure out, Luke, is in my old editing software, I used to use Adobe Premiere Elements Pro. And there was a way that I could add film grain and, I don't know what it's called, but if you ever seen any old movies, you can kind of see the clipping where they clipped the film and glued it back together. And I have to figure out how to do that in Blender. And then I think it'd be pretty perfect. And I also need to stop stuttering and stammering so much. I need to practice my 1950s announcer voice. Alright, let's see what we got going in R&D. We got a lot of R&D going on, and unfortunately none of it's finished yet. We really need this early rocketry. Really could use that early rocketry right now. Let's see what time frame we're looking on that. I think it was a year. Supersonic flight is in 1955. Then 1956. So yeah, we got 2 years until that early rocketry's finished, which is not the greatest. We have 3 days to reconditioning of Launch Pad 2. We do not have anything else going on. Alright, let's go take a peek at what we had going. Microfilm tape. You should use it as your opening timer. Yeah, that's what I've been working on. The thing that slows me down so much is that Blender itself is a super powerful editing software. Happy 227 subscribers. Actually, thank you so much, Bridgie. I'm kind of astonished that we've come so far. I really am. I never really thought that YouTube would go this far, and then that's why when I was streaming like 7-8 years ago, when I first started, I started out on YouTube, and then I quickly moved over to what is that one? Facebook. And I did Facebook for about a year, 2 years. And I kind of dropped Twitch and YouTube and everywhere else because on Facebook I haven't been live on Facebook in like 4 or 5 years, and we still have 480 some odd followers on Facebook. So because I was monetized on Facebook, I kind of I kind of neglected everywhere else, which at the time made perfect sense. But looking back on it, I really wish I hadn't neglected it, because YouTube's been pretty good to me. We've been doing really well. All right. So I think what I want to try something before we get going too deep. I wanted to see what would happen if I just took these and just put them radially. We do need to color the fins up a little bit. And actually, okay, so that is modified a little. I just tried streaming last night, but I didn't have 50 subs. You have to have 50 subs. Where are you trying to stream, Bridgie? I'll sub to you. On YouTube or on Facebook? This needs to come down here. Alright. I think this is good for a simulate, right? 38 tons. Let's do 40. I'm like 99% sure this is way too much electricity, so let's drop this down to 500. On YouTube, over 100 have watched your vid from yesterday, Apollo, in under a day. I know, dude, hold on, I forgot I can actually do this. So if I do this, go to YouTube's, go to channel, I think. I forget how to do this all the time. I'm not used to doing it on the, right here. So this is what we're looking at for analytics. So we're up to 5.8K views, which is 4.7 more than usual. We're up 529 watch hours, which is 309 more than usual. We're up 27, or up 22, mind you, which is 47% increase from the last 28 days. My most popular video is still the PS5, which makes me really kind of wonder if I should bust out the PS5 and do a tutorial video, because I feel like
there's a lot of audience that would find the PS5 tutorial helpful. So this is, and then if I do lifetime analytics, this is updating live. 346 views in the last 48 hours. This is insane. Now this is what I think is cool. I like seeing this. This is awesome. Where? Oh yeah, right here. I don't know why I love looking at these by age and gender, but we do have at least one female viewer, and I don't know who it is, but I love you. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the like. Now, this is also pretty interesting. 30% or 30, was that 38% of everybody watching is watching on TV. Now, the other thing is content. Let's drop this back down to the last 90 days. Where did I see that one that I'm looking for? I don't know how to understand the impression and click-through rate. This was different yesterday. This was different yesterday. Because yesterday, this was at 38%. And I'm like, 38% of people are searching my name? Dang, I haven't been notified. Making a big old rocket in KSP. Yes, Tweaky, we are going back to... We added 2 more SRBs to the Jericho Dart. And we had to increase our avionics to handle the new weight load. And you know what? Let's just go ahead. Oh wait, hold on. Since we added more weight, I need to see... That's actually really well balanced. I'm proud of the balance of this rocket. And you know what we could even do is I can do this to make it look less stupid. And that even balances it more. So let's go ahead and save the Jericho Dart. We're going to leave part failures off for the time being. I just want to see how it flies, if it flies proper. Oh, you're making a big old rocket. Naming it the Joule 5. Apollo stole Valentina. Actually, Bridgie, I am stealing Valentina's grandparents now. You gotta remember, we're in 1954. Yep, we're in 1954. Valentina won't be born until the 1980s. Alright, so... That's good. I don't want to tweak on that. 150 kilometers is fine. We need downrange time. And activate MechJeb. I need to double check. Stop staging at 2. Yes, right here. And then we will handle the stages thereafter. Alright. So let's get rid of that. We need to keep track of electricity, make sure we have enough. Alright, here we go. We need a moon lander that carries me to the moon and then leaves... No, no, no. If I carry you to the moon, you stand there forever. You're allowed to die. alright. We got an altitude of... Yeah. Alright, let's revert back. What up, invisible dude, Matthew? Thanks for dropping in, little man. Actually, you're a big man now. I can't say that no more. For those of you who don't know, that Invisible Gamer is my oldest son. He's... I forget even how old he is anymore. He's going to be 17 this year. Ugh. My firstborn child is going to be 17 years old. I'm going to go hide in my closet and cry. Alright, so if we want to test this idea out, do we have to go back? No, we can do it this way. Alright. Remove from symmetry. Remove from symmetry. Remove from symmetry. Remove from symmetry. Alright. So, we launch. We need 2 fired on this stage. This is the launching clamp, so then in this stage... Alright, so which ones are these ones? This is those ones. So... we want like that, I think. Let's try it out. Graceful, but effective. Now what we're looking at is the downrange distance. Can you put your voice volume? Oh yeah, we have a little bit higher we can go. Hold on. That should be a little bit better. That's as high as we get. I can lower the game volume too. I hate that it turns off like that. And keep in mind, we don't have any control over this rocket once it fires, so we may have to spin stabilize it at the same time as we're doing everything. But we have 15 minutes worth of electric charge, which is prime time. Next weekend, Invisible Gamer, yes, yes. How's that? Is that any better, Luke? So from the moment I'm saying this forward, it should be relatively fixed. Alright, so now we're just going to time warp and see what downrange we get. We're still only getting a third of the way there, but I think we need to be... Alright, let's revert to the editor. Tweaky! Tweaking it out. Alright. So, what we need to try, first and foremost, is... Let's take this out. Let's take that out. Wait, hold on. Instead of doing it that way, let's try something here. Was it structural? Oh, that's not structural. Would it be under coupling? Ah, there it is. All right. So, what does this look like? Man, I wish they had a procedural hard point, because I don't know the hotkey for doing that. So let's see. I don't have the baby sergeants yet. We'll move them down a tiny bit. I don't know why it does that. Because now it's all weird. I really don't know why it does that. Every time I try to use the move tool, now they're not on there right. Hold on. I don't like this. KSP, why do you hate me so much? I love you, KSP. Why does it do that? Why do you torture me so, KSP? Oh, it's because it's on 15 degrees, I think. Oh, hold on. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why it does it. Yep, that's exactly why it does it. Alright. Quit pushing cap locks and I'll be better off. Alright. So, the idea is that this stage will get us up above the worst part of the atmosphere, right? And then we stage this, which decouples with the fairing. Hold on, we need... Oh. Oh! I just learned something. If you hold shift, it picks up the whole dang rocket. That's interesting to know. Good note. Now, the other thing I was wondering is if I take this and just do that. I'm hoping that doesn't affect the coupling. Let me check chat. Is this a missile? Technically, it's a rocket. It doesn't have a warhead. So invisible, this is the Jericho missile system, or the Jericho rocket system on the bottom, with 4 SRB boosters, which are solid fueled. Solid rocket boosters is what SRB is. And then we have a liquid fuel core. Up top, we have our avionics package up here, which is how we control it. And then we also have the Dart, which is the first rocket we built, poked right on top of it. Now, the other thing I wanted to look for, separation motor, a spin motor. But the mission that we have right now is to reach... Well, that's not nice. Is to reach 140 kilometers at least. And we're trying to get 3,000 kilometers downrange, which means that we need this rocket to go up 140 kilometers and over 3,000 kilometers. Oh, I didn't check my staging. Hold on. Let's revert back to the editor. Starlink launches in 1 hour. Yeah, dude, I'm so jealous that you get to see that kind of stuff. Michigan needs a space program. Michigan needs a space program. Oh, that would be really bad. Get out of here. Alright, so stage 1 fires the engine and gives us a spool up time. See, I'm not convinced that firing those separately made a whole lot of difference. Let's keep them the same for now. I think we did better when these were the same. But what I can do is on stage 3, what if I just increased burn time? So what's my burn time is 1:19 seconds. So 60 is a minute, so 70, 80, that should be fine. I mean, our thrust to weight ratios are absolutely insanity sauce right now. So, alright, so that fires, then those fire. Let's move this up. That decouples. After that decouples, we need... Alright, so after this decouples, the next thing that needs to happen is this needs to decouple. And then after that decouples, this needs to happen. After that happens, this needs to happen. And then that. And then that. I think we have this right. So let's launch a simulation and see what we got. I'll have to continue my KSP journey when I come over. Dude, you got to try it on the PC. I would love to see a crewed moon mission launched in California. Dude, I think that would be sick. Alright. So let's pay attention to electricity. And 3, 2, 1, launch. Yeah, I understand why Michigan doesn't have a space program. I mean, we get way too much snow, water, and ice. We'd never get a launch. And we have high humidity and pressure. but I don't know. I've only been to Florida a few times in my life, so I don't know what the humidity and pressure is like there on a regular basis. Almost messed that up. Almost messed that up. We're starting our gravity turn. I forgot to see if I could increase the ejection force. We're at max Q right now. What? What just happened here? Alright, something went wrong. Let's revert to editor. I believe it's because y'all would be launching in all the inclined... Yeah. Well, I mean, everywhere in the United States is an inclined orbit, just because... Just because we're not at, How did these get down here? Alright, so... Get this out of my way. Alright, so... Where are these at? Here. So, this decouples. Spin boosters fire. So, before the spin boosters fire, or after the spin boosters fire, we want these to fire. That should be what we need. Alright, try again. But yeah, Michigan would be one hell of an inclined orbit. Alright, so stage 4. Alright. Then those. So we want to stop at stage 5. I think. The sink. Doobie doop boop boo da boop. Yeah, I don't think launching orbital anything from Michigan would be a good idea. Honestly, I think the best launch site they could possibly have would be somewhere in Central America, but I don't know for sure. And by the way, if you guys are dropping in for the very first time, make sure you don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're not already, and we'll paint your name in the stars. Eventually, when we get to them, in another 400 hours. Okay, we should be losing the booster soon. Beautiful booster separation. I'd really like to be much more horizontal than this. I think that was beautiful. I don't know if we're going to get up to 140, though. We might have been a little too horizontal. Come on, baby. Keep climbing just a little longer. It is staying far more straight than it did before. Okay, so we are going to break the 140 mark, which is part of the contract. Now we just have to watch this downrange. If we can fix that wobble... Alright, let's time warp it up. I'm not looking at electricity either, which is my fault. If we can fix that wobble, I think we'll get a little bit more efficiency out of the launch. But we're doing really, really, really well on the downrange. I don't think we're going to get the 3,000 kilometer mark, though. I believe it's because y'all would be also posted a picture of Jewel 5 in Discord. It's a tall boy. Ooh, we're going to have to go take a peek at that in a minute. I have a picture in my phone for Bridgie that I got to post. Yeah, see, we're not getting a whole lot more downrange time. We're not time warping. This is just how fast it's spinning. I mean, we're not getting any more downrange time than we did. And we barely made it to 140. So I really hesitate to shorten our ascent profile any more than it is. You spin me right round, baby, right round. We're only 1,000 kilometers. We're 2,000 kilometers short of our goal. I wonder, it's a tall boy. Okay, so let's minimize that. Open Discord. Ooh. Look at that sexiness. Oh, look how sleek you made. I just tried to... Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright. I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom, and then we're gonna dig into this. Because I think we're on the right track. We're just missing it by that much. Alright. Let's... Somebody mentioned maybe turning this into a guided core. Controllable mass. Let's see. So... let's just do 3 tons with 150 electricity. Yeah, and that's why we don't use avionics cores. If we got rid of these... just need to fix this up a little bit. That's better. Alright. So... come on. That's a little bit more acceptable. Hold on. We need that blue bubble down below the yellow bubble. Just slightly. Alright. Now... this thing is ridiculous. What would happen? Let's save what we have. It's never going to burn for 7 minutes, though, is the problem. Oh, damn it. We might be able to get away with 2 minutes. And then... Why is my electricity amount that high? I just need 200. That's way more acceptable. I don't know why that electricity thing changes. So this... Now, the other thing I noticed is if I take this off, and I take these off, and I put these like here, that should prevent some of the wonkiness that we were having. And I feel like we need some fins, because look at how high up that center of aerodynamics is. I'm afraid if we fire this engine, that will, well, actually, instead of putting fins on, what would happen if we do... Can I not sneak in here? Okay, so yeah, we're gonna need fins no matter what. So let's pull... Oh, wait. That should be good. So yeah, we're gonna need some kind of fins. That's a little bit better. I like that. Oh, go. Oh my goodness, I really screwed that one up. Alright, that's not a problem. We didn't do a whole lot to change it. Alright, so first thing we did was increase the diameter. 2 clicks. Increase the diameter. No. And then increase the diameter 2 clicks. And then do, what was it, 200 that I did? Maybe I did do 3 clicks. That's much better. Alright, so it was 3 clicks. So that should help that keep the weight down. Yeah, because we're already up to 40 freaking tons. And then take this off. I really wish we had music to play. I really don't like the fact that we don't. Spin stabilizer there. And then procedural wing for, wait, no, before we do that, we need to this back over here. And pull this back in here. That should be good there. And then we'll take these and move them just up here. And then put these right here maybe. And then if I push J, we can decrease the length. Increase the width a little. Decrease the length a little. Oh, a little too much on that one. And we just need a tiny bit more. I guess that's fine. Alright, so let's push this. Oh wait, hold on. So our controllable mass right here is 2.93. What did I have in here? 3 tons, 204. Alright. So now we have 40 tons, so let's do this at 45. Apply and preserve dimensions. Alright, let's save it before I do anything else. Simulate. Chat, sorry. Christ, Starlink got bumped for another 30 minutes. So in about 1 hour and 27 minutes. Is it because of weather? Could you put wings on the front section and make it a glider? The problem with putting wings on the front section is it changes the entire aerodynamics of the whole thing. So what that means is anything we add to the top up here is going to change how it flies through the lower part of the atmosphere. So it's a balancing act. If we add something to the top, we're going to have to increase the weight by adding stuff at the bottom. Because we need the drag. We need the majority of the drag in this stage to be right here at the bottom. And then we need to have very little to no drag at the top. But ascent path. Oh no. Where's... Oh, right here. Derpy derp. So... I'm wondering if it would be best... No, you know what? I don't want to change anything right now. We need to see how it does just like this. Did I mess up? Oh, hold on. Hold on. Revert to editor. We need to make sure that the staging is perfect. Always check your staging. Yo! Hello, this is my first time on this channel. Welcome, TDR Mint. T Dr. Mint. I like it. I'm going to call you Dr. Mint. Because I feel like that makes me happy. How are you doing on this fine Sunday afternoon? We are just about to do a test simulation of our Jericho Dart X1. So, boosters fall off. So after that, it spin stabilizes, it fires the SRBs, we fire the main engine. How much time do we get on these SRBs? What is the burn time? We get 5 seconds of burn time, which should be enough to produce the ullage we need. Alright, and then that separates, and then that separates, and then that happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and this happens. Rusty W, thanks for dropping in, guys. If you guys are dropping in for the very first time, my name is Apollo, and we are attempting to figure out how to play Kerbal Space Program RP1 which takes the stock Kerbal Space Program and turns it into... Wait, hold on. Stage 5, which should be... Yes, okay. So this stops at stage 5. We can get rid of that, save some space on our screen. We're paying attention to electricity, flight path. We have so much going on the stream. But anyway, we're playing Kerbal Space Program RP1, which takes the Kerbal Space Program that you all know and love and turns it into a more realistic space program starting in the 1950s. And what we're trying to do is we have a contract to go downrange 3,000 kilometers. So we have to reach an altitude of 140 kilometers or higher, and we have to go 3,000 kilometers downrange, which we're struggling with a little bit with 1950s technology. But in true Kerbal Space Program fashion, the idea is to strap more boosters on. That's simply the idea. At least until we get some better motors, my goodness. We should be reaching max Q here in just a moment. Alright, entering max Q. Engine is nominal. Losing our boosters. We have clean separation on the boosters. We're still rocking a thrust to weight of 2.4 and climbing. We have about 5 seconds left on this engine. Alright. So now, what I want to do is, I'm going to try to stage this now. So what we're doing is we're trying to spin stabilize, because we don't have any kind of control on this stage. Oh, yeah, we do. I forgot. All right, so spin stabilizing is completely pointless, because we put these controllable fins on. So we can get rid of the spin stabilizers if that's the case. I feel like RP1 is really difficult. It is very difficult, Doctor. RP1 is the most difficult way to play. It does not give anything. So we're rocking 18 minutes of electrical charge. What experiments do we have? We shouldn't have any experiments. Oh, we do have experiments running. We can shut them down. Whoops. Can I turn you off? Thank you. Alright, so we reached 150. Let's do some time warping. I don't foresee this I don't foresee this going any better than the last one. Once you understand the basics, RP1 is easy. It's more about going to other planets and landing there, which sucks because engine reliability and limited ignitions. Yes, that's. I'm not looking forward to that. It means you're going down range. Yes, and we didn't reach our downrange. Close. Alright, so. I forgot we had those controllable fins, which makes this completely pointless for spin stabilizing. So let's take those off. Man, I really wish we could just... hear me out. Come on. Why do you... No matter where I put anything, the damn game always decides to put something over it. So, let's... Let's see what happens if we just throw another booster on, because why not? I don't like how it does that. Now this might have to be spin stabilized because there's no control on it at all. So, where was that tiny little booster? Get rid of... I hate it! Alright, alright, alright. So, this is the most convoluted thing I've ever had to build in KSP ever. Okay, once that's done, that fires, that fires, that fires. Those fire, that fires. So, this has to be down here. So after these fire, so this needs to fire after those. This needs to fire here. Those need to fire there. Then that fires. But we want these to fire first. So after that fires, those fire. We can move this down to here, right? Because that engine's already started. And then spin stabilize, decouple, fire. Alright, let's see what this gets us. By the way, guys, if you're dropping in, yeah, it's almost, it means you're going down, yeah, we're 2,000 kilometers shy of our goal. React glass, in RP1, reaction wheels do not exist. They're especially, so in RP1, it's, right now we're in 1954, so everything in this rocket is 1950s technology, and reaction wheels don't exist yet. So let's pull back up our electricity. I guess we don't really need the ascent profile out. Stop at number 5, so stop. I want you to stop at number Wait. Hold on. What's this one? So I need you to stop at number 6. Okay. Just to make sure. Whoops. Alright, everything's a go. We have our autopilot set. Computer navigation set. We'll get rid of that. We have the flight recorder, which is going to log our downrange time right here. We have our Delta V stats right here. Let's see what happens. Oh, Doctor, it looks amazing. And I love playing on Earth. Like, I love the fact that we're launching from Florida right now. Like, hold on. Check this out. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Too bad it doesn't have a sequel. We're waiting for... I'll ask your... rocket keeps breaking up on re-entry. Wouldn't it be easier to just go into orbit and make distance irrelevant? We don't have the rocket power to breach orbit, Luke. That's the problem, is that nothing we have right now is strong enough to get it. Because if we could just get into orbit, then yeah, problem solved. But the problem is in RP1, your liquid fuel engines... Hold on, let me show you. If you look right here, we only get 70 seconds of reliable burn time. So we're already over that 70 seconds by a little bit. So anything more than that, and the engine's just going to melt. So it's not like stock KSP where you can just put more fuel in and run the Delta V down to the lowest it can, or the 1.33. The problem there is I mean, it literally is that problem where oh shit, I got too stage happy. That was my bad. Let's restart that. But yeah, that's... What is our overall Delta V? I don't know what our total Delta V is, but I think 400. I don't know how to make this make sense. 5,417 to 6,000. Yeah, so we should have enough Delta V to make it work. Ascent settings 6. Okay, just making sure. Autopilot. Let's do this again. That was my bad. My keyboard is a Razer keyboard, a Razer mechanical keyboard, and she is sensitive. If you look at the spacebar, it'll think you're trying to push the spacebar. So what we have is a contract glass. The contract is to reach an altitude of 140 kilometers and a downrange distance of 3,000 kilometers. So that's what we're trying to do. And we're trying to do it with technology available in 1954. Other than McJet. But they did have basic guidance computers. Like, they could program the rocket to do things on the ground, and it would execute that while it was going. So, I mean, they had a version of McJeb, but they don't have the version of McJeb that we have available. So far, we're looking good. Our apoapsis is climbing nicely. Now, the problem with that we're having right now is that this is too heavy for our computer to control properly. So you're going to notice that until that weight drops to a controllable level, we have no actual control over this rocket. So we're going to activate our spin stabilizer. And see, we're not reaching our target altitude yet. And I don't know that we will. So even if we get the downrange contract, if we don't make it to 140 kilometers, the contract won't be completed. But this is a good example to show you guys that just adding more rockets is not always the best practice. Have you tried KOS with RP1? You're basically making a real rocket. Oh, my peak separation. Yeah, I know, that was a really good separation. I don't know how to do KOS, Doctor. I'm still brand new to PC. I'm still brand new to RP1. Now, we're not going to make the contract. But I'm wondering if we'll make the downrange. Now, the other thing we can try is just completely eliminating the dart rocket off of the bottom of this. Because that would lower our weight by about 2 to 3 tons. But we're doing okay on the downrange. We just need to get that altitude a little higher. But I don't think we're going to make 3,000 kilometers. That spin stabilize is such a beautiful on it. Oh my goodness, it worked so well on this one. Is our apoapsis going back up again? No, it's going down. Okay. Yeah, we're falling, but that's okay. And now we're losing stability as we hit the atmosphere. Alright. We have to rethink our approach again. Yeah, so this is basic. Yeah, I don't, Doctor, I'm still learning everything in this. What to do, what to do. What if we make this a little shorter. So what's our burn time on this stage? Where's this? Stage 2. Stage 2 is not even listed here. Alright. So this stage is now a 1-minute burn. Man, I don't know what we can do to squeeze more out of this. We have about 6,000 meters per second of total atmospheric delta V. The only thing I can think is trying to make it lighter. But everything we do only adds weight. So, hold on. What's our mass? 4.2. So, let's do 4.5. See, now we're about to increase 5. Yeah, and see, we just dropped our delta V by doing that. So what if we, whoops, take this down a little bit and then increase the burn time. That's not increasing anything. Okay. What did that do for our mass? It's 3.7, so let's go up here and take this down to 4 again. Apply and preserve, apply and resize to fit. And see, this is the problem with RP1. What if we split the bigger stage into 2? We don't have an engine for it. So this engine here is the strongest engine I have access to. And it can only be, so look, there's another thing about RP1 is it can only be ignited on the ground support clamps. So if I was to launch this up in the air and then try to fire this engine, it wouldn't work. You know what I could try, though? Come on now. Now you're just being silly, Kerbal. Maybe giving those a little bit more burn time. So this is 43 tons. What is this rated for? 45. So we don't have to change that. I guess we'll see if that makes any difference whatsoever. So yeah, Tweaky, if we had a better engine available, we could absolutely do that, but we just don't have the engine available. But yeah, KOS would make it a lot easier. I just don't know how to use it. I have no I have nothing on KOS. I don't know how any of it works. Just like smart parts, there's a couple of things that smart parts would help fix, but I don't know. Well, first of all, I don't have any smart parts. And I don't really know what's wrong. I don't know enough about the mods to tweak it and fix it. Because some of the mods don't work. Like, none of my flags work. I don't have any of the flags I'm supposed to have. Entering max queue. I think that was a little bit more of a clean... I separated a tiny bit too early. This is looking like a good flight, though. No, bless it. This ain't gonna work now. I don't know why it tips down so far. Alright. Gotta rethink it. I don't know what to do. What if we held a 35 degree? Yo, what's up? Thanks for dropping in, Memory. What if we split the... Okay. So, we have a bunch of new people in right now, so let me do the spiel. Welcome in, guys. We're playing Kerbal Space Program on the PC with the RP1 mod pack, and this contract is currently kicking my behind. What we're attempting to do is to reach an altitude of 140 kilometers, as well as simultaneously... So that's the problem, is that... No, that can't. What's the aerodynamic? Holy sticks, that's the problem. So maybe if we leave it like this, but don't separate the stage until we get above 140. Or close to it, because that's when the atmosphere stops. Alright, let's try that. So, we're playing the RP1 mod pack on KSP, which changes the KSP we all know and love into a more realistic space flight simulator. We are currently in 1954. It is November 25th, 1954. So everything that we're building here is things that were available in 1954, which means that we have super heavy steel tanks, fuel tanks. Everything is heavy and cumbersome, and we are trying our best to make it all work. Bridgie, I would love if you would make music for me. I mean, I don't want to go to the gulags. I'm going to take another drink of this coconut Dr. Pepper that I can't stand. Because if I don't finish it, my wife will strangle me. And the next time you guys hear from me will be on an episode of the First 48. Oh god, it's so gross. Who enjoys coconut? Ah! Why? Coconut is disgusting. Why do we spin it on the last stage? It's physics. So, if you have a problem with your rocket tumbling, like somersaulting forward, if you spin it really fast, the centrifugal force of the spin will help keep the rocket in a stable flight path, theoretically. I think that one was a mistake on my part. I staged everything a microsecond too early. So what it is if you imagine the thrust is down here and it's pushing this whole rocket forward. So if you wait too long and you try to stage this right now, this part is going to continue pushing the bottom of this part upwards, which makes it to where we start tumbling. So I think what happened was I staged this bottom a little bit too early, and it pushed the bottom right here upwards and made us start somersaulting. Alright. So we have 105. We're going to wait a little bit. We're going to coast. Maybe doing a little bit of coasting here is what the doctor ordered. I'm not going to go too long. Maybe wait till we hit 90K. Because we are at a beautiful flight right now. You see these wiggles? That's the flight computer trying desperately to change course to a more optimal direction. But now that we're starting to reach our blah, 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 blah. All right, ready? What just happened? I think... Alright, I think I understand what's going on here. So, what we're going to do is we're going to change this back to this core. The electricity amount is going to be far dramatically smaller. Oh no, we don't want that. Alright, so this, change it back to a science core. We're going to change that. We're going to apply and preserve dimensions, which should make this significantly lighter. These fins are not doing us any favors. Whoops. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these fins off. And replace them with non-moving ones, because the moving ones aren't doing us any kind of good. And I mean, they're almost useless, really, because we're so high up in the atmosphere that there's hardly any atmospheric drag. So what we're gonna do, whoops, come on now, is we're gonna modify these a little bit. Whoops, that's too much. And then we'll go here. Come on, give me the thing. And then we'll go back to here. Maybe drag that up a little more. Maybe drag these down some. Give me the decoupler, dang it. Come on, Kerbal. No, it's not what I'm looking for. Oh, Kerbal, you're being dirty to me. There we are. Maybe drag these down some? Or drag them up. Okay, now we're making some progress. Alright, so now we go back to the J. No, that's moving it up. That's not doing anything anymore. There we go. That's a little better. So now what we'll do... Oh, come on now, Kerbal. Why do you do this to me? You torture me so. Put that back where it was. Alright, chat. I missed the last few streams. You're playing RP1 now? Yes! Kerbanaut, we've moved to the RP1 mod pack. Okay, do you have an SRB booster bigger than the Tiny Tim? We could make a procedural booster as big or as small as we need to, Luke. Don't you have any swivel engines on a tiny one to put? So, the engines that we have available, we have the U1250, which is the engine that's under this fairing, which... We need to change that fairing now that I'm looking at it. That's not where we change that fairing. That's much better. That's more pretty. Okay, so anyway, what I was saying... we have the U1250, which does not have any gimbaling. We have the Araby, which does not have any gimbaling. We have the RD100, which provides gimbaling, but if you look, it can only ignite when it is attached to the ground support clamps. So if we tried to take this engine up into an altitude, it won't fire. No, there is swivel. See, this one offers... Where is it? Where is it? Where's the gimbal range? I think it's like 3 degrees. Nope. Gimbal vector range is 2 degrees on the RD100. Now, let's save this. I can show you... do this, research. So if you look at this, this is our research calendar. The next, so the way RP1 works, let's turn this off and go into R&D. This is our tech tree. And this tech tree starts in 1950 and moves forward through time. So this is life support systems. Yep. So this is where we are. Now, if you look, we have completed this research. And we're working on... Where's the other one? Right here. This is the research that's going to be completed next, which gives us some supersonic flight engines. Supersonic flight parts, which we need to complete the X-Planes contracts. Then we have early rocketry, which will give us some engine upgrades, like the U-2000, stuff like that. So the way this works is right now we have 1.9 science. So this costs 4 science to research. So in order to research this node, I have to have 4 science points to begin the research. Once you begin the research, it takes your scientist time to compile data and research the topic. So supersonic flight is going to be done, if we stay exactly how we are, it is going to be done January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. August 24th of 1953. So, 1955, sorry. So that's almost a full year away. So you could time warp to this date and, complete it. But the problem is the more you time warp, the more you lose. So you really want to try to avoid time warping long distances, like years at a time. Now, in order to complete this faster, we could hire more staff. Right now we have 17 researchers. So I can hire 3 more, but it costs you money to hire them. And it costs you money every year to pay their salary right here. But by hiring them, now I shaved a month off of that estimated completion time. But I can't hire too many researchers because we would run out of money very quickly. Right now, our yearly budget is positive $70,000. But until we start completing contracts faster, we got to be very, very careful about trying to hire too many. But researchers, we have 20 researchers now. Let's hire 10 more. Now we shaved off 5, 6, 7, 8. We shaved off 3 months by hiring more staff. But if I go here, I can show you that our budget, this is the budget that we have. We're still positive 70,000, I think. And now this is, I'm still new to this. So if I'm reading this correctly, we're still positive $70,000. I think is how we read this. But we're spending $22,500 on research teams. I think I'm reading that correctly. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know RP1 included Kerbalism. I'm doing a Kerbalism playthrough myself. It's pretty fun. Science is a bit of a pain, but it's worth it. Can you reduce the number of engineers? No, we can't. If we reduce the number of engineers, it would take us 2 years to build the Jericho. So it would be just as painful as time warping to the completion of research. Because right now, if I was to integrate, the Jericho, it would take a few weeks to build it. But if I downsize my engineering department, the last time I tried that, the reason that we hired so many is because it was taken like 3 to 5 years to build just the regular Jericho. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I've never played with most of these mods before. I did when I first got on PC. I think my first 2 streams was regular KSP with no mods. And then someone came into the chat and was like, "Hey man, why don't you use mods?" And I'm like, "Hey guy, because I don't know how." And he's like, "Well, let me show you a new world." And he introduced me to CCAN and showed me how to download CCAN, and I just started modding. Right now, I think we have like 104 mods installed for this, and we don't even have the full RP1 that is recommended because we don't have smart parts. We don't have a lot of different things. Not a lot. We don't have a few mods working because I don't know how to get them to work. Alright, so we made this lighter, right? Yes. So trying to think if there's anything else I can think to do. Because, I mean, we could theoretically make these boosters a little bigger. Maybe adding a few more seconds to the burn time. That puts us at 66. Oh, that's vacuum. No. Total delta V is 6649. So technically we should be able to do this contract. So let's save it. Simulate. Let's see what she can do like this, because if we can figure out the stability issue in the last stage. Alright, engage autopilot. Let's just see what happens. Yes, I tried it. So what happened, Kerbinot, is when I started downloading the RP1 mods, some of the mods kept saying that they weren't compatible with other mods. And I don't know how to fix stuff like that. That's my big problem, is I just don't know how to fix things. Just like I would love to try BlackRock's volumetric cloud scattering, or volumetric clouds, but everything that I found was I couldn't find anything on BlackRock on CCAN. I think, I don't remember now, but some of the mods, just like the smart part mods, when I first added smart parts before RP1, I had smart parts, but once I installed the RP1 mods, it kept saying that the smart parts were not compatible with one of the mods in the mod pack. See, that wobble is getting us a lot of inefficiencies. So let me try putting these down here. So we hit the 140 mark. Oh, much more stable this time. And see, I would love to be angled more towards the horizon for this part. Now, another thing I could try is putting on RCS, but the problem with RCS is that it's going to increase our weight so dramatically, I'm not sure that we'd be able to get anywhere near the same results. Yeah, I know, you don't have that, so go away. Looking a lot better. I mean, even with a weird flight path. Oh yeah, we are still collecting science. I mean, I might as well leave it running. What's our electricity at, though? We have an hour of electricity, which is... We could reduce that. We could reduce that and save a little bit of weight. We don't need an hour, I don't think. Come on, baby, go, baby, go. BlackRock mods aren't on CCAN. Oh! I'm installing RCS, RSSRO. Yes, Ashton! Highly recommended. Highly recommended. Now, if you're going to install the RSS and RO mods, you should also install the mods for the appropriate engines, because I'm given the understanding that the stock Kerbal engines do not perform very well with the RSS RO system because the distances are a lot greater. Yes, Tweaky, the apogee is insanity sauce. But I'm hoping that that absolute insane apogee will carry us 3,000 kilometers downrange. So let's see what happens. We just lost signal. That's all that is, because we still have more than enough electricity. But I think this might have it. Look at that. Contract complete. We're breaking all kinds of speed records for this. And come on, baby. Oh, we're so close. Don't do this to me. No! 50 kilometers. Come on! Survive! Ah, so close! We were less than 50 kilometers. I think we were like 500 meters away. I might install ROK. Yeah. Ugh. Close that. We were less than 50 meters away, or 500 meters away. Okay. 500 meters. Give me my McJeb back. Edit ascent path. I'm gonna start our gravity turn. Well, it's already as low as it possibly can be because you don't want to do too much of a gravity turn during max Q, I think. What if I do about 60 degrees? We're so close. It's just a matter of trying to squeeze a little bit more efficiency out of it. You know what we can do to squeeze a little bit more efficiency out of this? What we're going to do, Luke, is we're going to reduce the electricity to 50. See if that little bit of a reduction can just squeeze that 500 meters out of us. Oh, we're so close. And then another thing we can do is we can squeeze a little bit more weight out of that. I don't know how much of a difference that'll make. Let's see what she's going to do. Oh, I'm so excited now. Woo! Try 40 degrees. All right, next one. Next one, we'll try a 40 degree. Or no, we can do it here. Try 40 degree. Can I just type it? Way easier than trying to mess with that. Alright, engage autopilot. Come on, baby. You can do this. The Jericho. The Jericho Dart. So, the bottom, this bottom, without the boosters, is the Jericho that we built. It's basically our version of the V1. The Dart on top is our very first rocket. 1937, or 1,937 people playing KSP right now. Just a few weeks ago, it was 2,500. Artemis 2 really revived this game. Which is weird to me, because this game has always been fun. Like, I waited 2 years to play this game on console. And 3 years-ish, a little over 3 years to play it on PC. I was dying to play this game for so long. But I understand it's not for everybody. I don't know how we have perpetual nitrogen. That's weird to me. I don't even think we put nitrogen on board this thing. Alright, we're coming up on our staging event. 2, 1, 0. 7 seconds left on this. Our boosters collided in air. And then stage that. Ah. Come on, baby. Now. Oh, what the... Is my staging broken? mess that staging up somehow? Hold on. So, boosters fire. Separation. I guess maybe that might have been my fault. The spin motors. Where, how do I... There we go. Oh, it is my fault. Okay, these are supposed to be on separate stages. Okay, that one was totally my bad. Hopefully that private equity company who holds KSP's IP will be smart. What they should do is they should revive KSP2. And I said this yesterday, but I might be a minority, but I think it would be really awesome if they included a feature where you actually have to build your rockets from the inside out. Like, you actually have to run electrical wires and plumbing and communication wires, and you do, you know, put on different engine bells and different valves and build the engines. 13 minutes till I'll launch! Tweaky, do you know if they're going to broadcast the launch? I imagine they do, because don't they broadcast most of their launches? Yay, Ashton! Welcome to the Wreckfest, dude. This is way more challenging and leaps and bounds more difficult than stock KSP. Anybody who plays stock KSP and they're like, oh man, I need a new challenge. I can do everything in stock KSP now. Download the RP1 mod. Alright, we're coming up on the end of the booster phase. We're looking good on Apogee. Separated the boosters. Okay. Now spin. That's a much better separation. Okay, we don't have any more ascent guidance. Okay, keep on climbing, baby. We're so close. I can taste it. And it tastes like coconut. Disgusting. The Spaceflight Now channel is going to broadcast it. I don't have the best computer, so I don't know how it's going to handle it. Oh, yeah, that does make a big difference, but it should be okay. He says, looking at his computer. Alright, so there's the end of that. Now, boom. Apollo, I'm going to the bottle of pop out if you complete this. We're working on it. Falcon 9 launching Starlink satellites. I believe that's what he said. Come on. Come on. Climb, baby. Climb! Yes. Yes, Kerbinot. It's at the final loading part, and the mouse to respond is responding, but it won't show the main menu, so I'm screwed. Ah, sad. Let's have a moment of silence. Ashton, when you downloaded your mods, did you restart your computer before you tried to load it? Because sometimes that will help. I was a bottle of Plunk. Dude, could you imagine if we could get the Black Star to work on RP1? Alright, we're 300 kilometers downrange, pushing 400. That spin stabilize is doing us a lot of favors right now. Coming up on the end of our burn time. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And engine cutoff. All right. All right. We're back into the atmosphere. Come on, so close. That's it. We barely made it, but we made it. All right. Close that. Revert to editor. Alt F4ing and now gonna reboot. I'm not imagining it. I know you can do it. They're starting the engine chill now. You know what we can do is go here. What is it called? What did he say it was? Whoops, I didn't want that. No, I didn't want that either.
SpaceX facilities where they will be recovered and turned around for future flights.
Right.
Back out to the Falcon 9 rocket we go with about 5 minutes 40 seconds remaining on the clock. As a reminder for folks that are hoping to see the Falcon 9 with your own eyes out there in Central to Southern California, I would recommend stepping outside about a minute prior to liftoff when you see it here on your screen. Since
all right. We got 5 minutes.
Broadcast comes in through on a
all right.
And even with our clock, that is in real
so
time. That is just off screen now for the moment that you saw a second
what we
ago.
need to do now is management, right?
We can't do anything about YouTube.
No.
See to wherever you are. So just to give you that caveat.
Falcon 9 takes our pressing for strong back retract.
Good call there. We should hear that strong back retraction is underway in about 20 seconds time.
All right.
As we are waiting for that,
so now
to our YouTube fold here.
Plans.
Carl,
add to plans.
Buchanan joining us at the pad leader level. Glad to have you with us.
Oh wait. Cancel integration. We need to do this. Tool all. Purchase all tools.
With that good call, in a few moments,
then
you should see the clamp arms beneath the payload bearings open up. You can see them in motion now. That large truss structure behind the Falcon 9 rocket, the strong back, otherwise referred to as the transporter erector, will start to recline away from the Falcon 9 rocket in a few seconds, and it will pull back about 13 degrees away from the vehicle.
All right.
It stays in that position up to and through liftoff.
All right, so save it.
Here you see good motion on the
Booting up KSP now.
3 minutes 45 seconds remaining in the count for the flight of this Falcon 9 rocket. Today's mission.
Yes, there is a bit of delay. I don't know how to fix it.
This represents the 629th
I don't know how to
Falcon 9
fix the
rocket
delay in
to
the
date.
stream. It has something to do with bit rates,
47th of the year so far.
but I don't
With
know
a good
how to
deployment
fix it.
of the 25
It's
Stellar
been something that
satellites
I've been
aboard SpaceX
researching and
will
tweaking
have
as the
racked
streams
over
go on.
1,052
All right, we have
satellites
3
deployed
minutes.
this year alone across 39 flights.
Here. All right, so
Those of
if
you
I
who
bring
were not with us
this up,
earlier in the count, this is also set to be SpaceX's
1228 of
600th booster
54.
landing to date.
All right, so we're gonna warp to that. It's only less than a month away.
Stage 1 lock load is complete.
With that call, we are awaiting a similar determination to be made on the upper stage.
4 days.
That should come around the 2-minute mark in the count.
All right. So integration plans insufficient at launch complex. All right. So construction integration. Oh. There we go. So now this will be done in 1955. So yeah, this is still going to take about 6 months to complete the build, which is okay. Research 525. So we're about a little over 5 months away from finishing
Stage 1
that.
lock load is complete.
Now what I want to do is
Good call there.
F5.
Falcon 9 now fully loaded with 1 million pound
All right.
propellant.
Let's watch. I
thank you
think
for seeing
there's
the
no.
strong
I
back
think
of the
it's
ground
there
gas
no matter
engines.
what. What? Ashton, are you getting?
This is SpaceX releasing the remaining liquid oxygen from the feed lines there at the pad.
Yep, 1 minute 24. So by the time I read your message, Tweaky, it was 124. A minute 24 sec or T minus 124.
Cascade of liquid oxygen here. Coming up to the final minute of the count.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
All right, we've hit
Call there.
startup.
Just to quickly answer someone's question, this is a retrograde polar orbit. Coming up to the final determination on standby troubleshooting.
Oh no, they're losing the feed. They've lost the feed.
It is broken, but we did hear the go for launch determination from the launch director. We're working to get this reestablished. Stand by.
There we go. And she's off.
8, 7.
Control, we have the full RP1 mod pack. My
We
KSP is still
apologize for
doing the
the,
loading part thing. I might
issues
have to
there.
tweak the
Being able
mods
to lift off
I
there
have
was
installed to get it working.
an
It
issue with
Ashton,
the
for
Swift's
me on my
broadcast.
PC, it does take a super
to
long time
get audio
for the loading
reestablished
screen
here.
to compile everything. So there's a possibility that if you give it some time, it might work for you.
Falcon 9 approaching a minute into flight.
All right. If they're gonna play music, I gotta let that go. All right. We got to watch the launch at least. Let's see. Supersonic flight. Is it worth warping to? I saved it, so yes. All right. Integration. 6. January, February, March, April, May. You know what? I'm an eager beaver. All right. I'm glad we saved it, but let's launch. Falcon 9 just launched. Let's launch the Jericho Dart. Ascent. Oh, nope. Ascent guidance. There we go. Electricity readouts. All right. Everything's good. We're not changing anything. Let's do this. Let's kick this contract's ass. Yeah, I'm not saying that's the problem because I have a relatively strong PC. My PC is a 5060 Ti with 32 gigabytes of RAM. So, oh, engine failure. Fuck! Yep. We blew out a pump on the engine or something. And that's how the RP1 experience goes. Yeah. Ultimate failure. Oh, all that for failure. I can't see it. It pitched west. They said it was supposed to be some kind of what'd they say? Damn it. Retrograde polar orbit. Yeah, see, we're going over our rated burn time by a significant amount. And look, that mean time between failures is dropping quick now. Come on, baby, hold it together. There we go. There we go. Oh, I never... Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Can I revert flight to launch? I can revert flight to launch. I fucking forgot we had to fix that staging. Fudge me in the fudge. Alright, so this is that. Alright, hold on. What is this? That's that. That's that. That's that. That's those. That's that. That's those. That's that. What is this? So spin motors. Why are the spin motors all the way up here? The spin motors should be like... Alright. So let's put the spin motors down here. Okay, this is the real one. I know it's a little cheaty, guys. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be reverting. I smell fuel. Alright. Let's keep an eye on you. SpaceX is doing much better on their launch than I am on mine. Oh god, coconut. Oh, I hate it so much. This is my punishment. Oh, you gotta be shitting me! Oh, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't even care about the money. It's the fact that it takes it like a year to build this damn rocket. All right. Now spin motors, where did I put them? Oh, come on, stop it. Down here. Okay. And yes, reverting in this game is cheating because up until now I thought reverting was disabled. This is RP1. It takes a year with tooling. A little under a year, but yeah, it's because it was it's a massive machine. It is a little bit ahead of its time, and I could shave off. Most of the time is the SRBs. If I took the SRBs off, it would only take like 3 months or 6 months or something like that. But everything on this machine is tooled. And I did forget to finish the paint job. That's my bad. Alright, come on, girl. No engine failures. Not this early in the game. It is far too early for engine failures. Beginning our pitch. Pitch is good. Gravity roll is ongoing. We're approaching. So anything from now forward is a gift. This engine is only rated for 70 seconds of burn time, and you can see that failure starting to drop. That's not good, but we're a lot farther in the burn than we were before. Losing our SRBs in 5 seconds. Oh, this is a disaster already. I don't know why we're gonna try to play it out. It's not gonna work. God bless it. What did I do wrong? Hold on. What is this? Oh, that's why we had a RP1 engine failure. All right, let's do one more revert. This is the last time I'm gonna cheat. If it doesn't work this time, then we'll just have to eat the loss. Let's get rid of that for a second, since this damn game doesn't understand to put this shit where I can see it. Alright, so spin motors. The spin motors need to go just down 1. What is this? No, not down 1, down 2. Because I want the spin motors. I want the spin motors down here, I think. Or no. Yeah. Because, or no. Down here. I think that's the way we did it, I think. Delta V stats. Alright. Let's try this one last time. I swear, if my RD100 fails, I'm gonna be a tiny bit upset. Alright, it's not Luke. It's only a simulation. No, this is not a simulation, Luke. This is the actual launch, which is why I'm very disappointed in myself for using a reverb. Yeah, Tweaky, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Yes, the Soviet RD-100. The head of our administration is, what is his name? Victor von Braun? I think that's his name. And he brought the plans with him for the RD-100 during Operation Paperclip. So that's how we got this engine. And our engine failed. It's still producing thrust, though. Much better. Even with an engine failure, I can live with this. We're not as stable as I would like, but we're better off than we have been. Oh my God, we might do this. Don't get excited. Don't get excited. Don't get excited. Don't get excited. Just so you know, when you use engines of the nation, it makes the engines of the other nation more expensive to unlock. Yes, that is true. But the RD-100 is the biggest, best engine that I have. Or wait, is this the RD? No, yeah, because I'm also using the U-1250. The U-1250 has significantly more thrust than the Araby. It's also heavier too, though. So, but I figured the problems with the weight is outweighed by the amount of extra thrust we're actually getting. We're watching this apogee real tight right now. Come on, baby. Come on. Alright, that's the apogee. Now we're watching the downrange. We're about halfway through this SRB. I'm happy with the apogee. I'm happy with the TWR. That's on the rise. We still have 1,800 meters per second. What contract is this for? We have to reach an apogee of no less than 140 kilometers and a downrange distance of 3,000 kilometers downrange. Apollo, once we get to the moon, are you going to go with the Saturn V design, or I kind of want to do both. I think to stay historically accurate, I'm going to start with trying to do a Saturn V, and then as we move through the timeline, I want to try to stick as close to the timeline as I can. I still want to do my own designs and my own things, but I kind of want to try really hard to stay sort of appropriate. All right. So we finally have engine cutoff at 328 kilometers. That's not horrible. We have 1 hour. See, I could reduce that electric charge. There's no reason to have that much electric charge. So for the next contract is 5,000 kilometers downrange. And for the next contract, I think what we're going to do is just reduce the electric charge to shave weight. And now, so the other thing about RP1 is the more you use the engines, the more reliable they actually get. Or something similar, both of... Yeah, exactly, Tweaky. I don't think I'm going to be able to recreate it exactly. I could probably look up somebody else who's done it and just follow the tutorial, but I kind of like doing my own thing. Like, I like getting ideas on how to do stuff and then doing it my own way. Like, I've watched a lot of Mike Aben play his RP1 roll through, and I've gone in a little bit of a different direction because he does not use solid rocket boosters if he doesn't have to. And me, I'm more than happy to use SRBs. I'm afraid, I'm honestly a little afraid to we did get 1.4 science credits for this launch. And I'm wondering, because I don't know if these are biome specific. But if we hit the apogee and we're not getting science, I mean, we have over an hour. What am I worried about? Boy, you are not going to like the timeline between 1981 and 2011. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I'm completely cool with SRBs. I mean, I've used 4, 8, 12. I've used 13 SRBs in this build. Yes, we've hit 1K, or 1K downrange. And we're still on the rise. Now, to make me feel more comfortable, I would love to hit 1.5 before we start heading down from the apogee. If we hit close to 1.5 on our way up, then I'm pretty confident that we'll hit the 3K mark before we hit the atmosphere. But the atmosphere starts at 140 kilometers. But I think we usually survive until we hit about 80 to 90 kilometers. Because this does not have to survive to satisfy the contract. Where's our contract? Alright, so here's the contract right here. We didn't quite hit halfway. I don't know why I'm watching that. We'll leave the contract up. And I'm afraid to time warp. I'm so afraid to time warp. That's okay. We're almost halfway there. Why is our downrange stalled? I don't know how to reset this. Reset scale. So what happened is we have 100% storage. Oh, whoops. So I guess this is useless now? Because the flight recorder is full. So we'll just have to keep an eye on the altitude here, or the downrange here. Alright, let's... So we're back into the air pressure, the atmosphere. The air pressure is going to increase. Let's see what happens. I don't think we're going to make it. I don't think we're going to make it. We're about to explode now. 520 meters shy. Fuck! I think it's because of the engine failure. We're not getting enough boost. But that's okay. We're not going to revert. We're going to take it. We're going to take it. Whoops, I don't know why I picked that. I'm so stupid. Downrange should be in McJeb surface info. Oh, got it. Gonna do my first fully reusable rocket test, basically a ripoff of the SpaceX booster. It's not a ripoff. It's inspired by. Alright. Let's push out another one. So this one is going to take July, April, May, June, July, August, September, August, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So 4 months. You know what? Let's just do it. Because maybe the engine gets more reliable. Well, it's not maybe. The engine definitely gets more reliable. The more you use it, the more reliable it gets. So maybe on this launch we won't have engine failures. And we get a night launch. Alright, so ascent guidance. What did you say? Surface info? Altitude, pitch, heading, roll, surface speed, vertical speed, horizontal speed, launch pad. I don't see a downrange measurement in surface info. Is it somewhere? The only other contracts we can do are X-Planes contracts, and I don't know how to build an X-Plane. What makes reusable? Why make reusable when you can litter Kerbin with rocket debris? Nope, it isn't. It isn't there. Vessel info. Let's go check. Vessel info. Nope. Let's try info. Nope, not there either. Alright, that's okay. We can use the flight recorder for a while. It didn't fail for a while. Alright, let's try her again. Oh, staging. I need to remember to fix this staging in the VAB. What's these ones? Let's just move the Delta V stats over here for now. So this is the spin motor. And I want the spin motor to maybe be down here this time. Okay. Add more Tim rockets. Solar bears protect the solar bears. We all love the Kessler syndrome. I don't know about all, but I guess I can put the Delta V up here. The solar turtles can choke on the rocket straws. I love that one. The solar turtles. Alright, we're coming up on our staging event. How are we doing on this engine right here? Yes, we got more reliability out of it. Oh, no, never mind. I spoke way too soon. Well, it's still firing, so... And... Okay, that's over. I think we got a little bit more of a clean spin this time. Now let's watch the arrow, the U-1250. Let's watch this reliability. Yeah. We could probably bump this motor up a lot more. Well, let's see what happens. Because I think it's only rated for 60 seconds worth of burn time. But if we get close to 60 seconds and this number's not dropping, then I think what we're going to do is increase the length of this this tank. Gosh darn right time. Nighttime, yeah. But the skybox is so beautiful. I mean, look at that. So we hit the apogee of 140.
Come on, baby. I don't think we're going to make it again. Yep. Still about the same results. All right. That's okay. $35 degrees? I think the problem is the engine keeps failing. So first thing we're going to do is fix this damn staging. Alright, spin boosters, Tiny Tim, so the spin boosters go down here. Save. Now, what I can try to do try to do that. And then, you know what, since I'm here, no, I think this should be gold. Or, wait. Yeah, I like this one. So, this one is going to be red. And then this one is gold. And then this one is gold. And then close this out. Recoloring, here it is. So this should be red. This should be gold. This should be gold. And this should be gold. Can I change this? I can. So we'll make this one red. And then make this red as well. That looks a little bit better. Does this have a recoloring GUI? No, it does not. It does. Dang it, come on, Kerbal. Please stop doing things that annoy me. Alright, so can I retool the tank? Purchase tooling. I shouldn't have done that. I should have tested first. My bad. Alright. Let's see what this does. What if more first stage tail with more Tims, or even the first rocket? Well, the Tims don't do a whole lot of good.
All the tiny Tims are up here. All that they're for is to give us forward momentum so that we can compensate for the fuel ullage. They only burn for about 6 seconds and they don't produce much thrust. They're not going to affect our overall results that we're looking for here. The next thing I'm thinking about doing is taking this SRB up here and shoving more fuel in it. Because I don't think messing around with all of our stuff that happens inside the atmosphere is the key here. I think if we can, once we get up to 140 kilometers, if we can boost ourselves up quite a bit on that stage, then I think we'll be over the top for what we can do. But I think we're pretty much pushing the limits of technology for the ascent phase. Well, that was a fucking disaster. I don't know what went wrong there. Try again. And engine failure. And an engine failure. Oh my god! All of our problems right. See, this is RP1. I think I figured out why Sandcast won't work for me. The only version for ScanSat is 1.10.1. Yeah, but Tweaky, you could be right, but the problem we're having right now is simply engine failures. If all the engines would actually frickin' do their damn job, we'd be pretty good. Now the other thing is how much electricity is in here. Let's reduce this by 200 or by 50. Apply and preserve dimension.
Oh wait, hold on. That's actually a pretty valid idea. Damn it. Wait, can I warp to sunrise? There we go. Okay. So let's go back in here. But yeah, someone earlier asked about other contracts. We can do space planes. I don't know how to build them. Ascent settings, no. Ascent path. You're saying do 30 degrees. Autopilot engage, blah, blah, blah. Nope. We can't do 30 degrees. It's too much stress on the, well, let's see what happens. Yep. Nope, can't do 30 degrees. Too much aerodynamic stress. Dude. I'm starting to lose my patience. I'm also wondering if some of this wobble is because these spin boosters are too high up on the dart. Oh, I've already got the flight recorder. Stupid. Alright. What time is it? Oh, okay. That shit. Whoops. Oh, come on. What is it? Control then? Is it Alt? It's Alt. Alright. I'm hoping that fixes the stability problem. Dude, this space shuttle I made has the tiniest wings known to man. Little teeny tiny boys. Oh, whoops. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Put it, alright. It's because of a fucking engine failure. Last chance. Last chance before I just say F this and jump off for the day. Every single fucking launch is an engine failure. Every single fucking launch is an engine failure. Every single fucking launch is an engine failure. See? Look at how beautiful she's flying now. It's almost perfect. Alright, I think I see a path forward. So what we're gonna do is my DV. So what was the rated time for this engine? Something like 70 seconds. So let's leave it about there. And then up here, let's see what that does for us. I might be onto something here. Yeah, we can't have that low of an angle. The steel tanks just can't handle it. is the problem? Oh, engine failure. That's the problem. Of course, why wouldn't it be? What is the issue here? Engage autopilot. Thank you. I know it's part of RP1 to have engine failures. Yeah, that's the problem, Tweaky, is that there's so many factors to think about. Like, in KSP, you can just alter your ascent path willy-nilly and stuff like that. But here, we're using old-fashioned steel tanks. We don't even have aluminum yet. The orange external tank explodes not even a second before launch. Alright, I want to see something. I want to test a theory here. Alright. Ascent settings. Limit acceleration, limit throttle to, let's do 75%. That's not limiting the throttle. Oh, alright, I'm a doofus. I'm a doofus. I see what I did. I didn't engage the setting. Limit throttle to 75%. It's not limiting the throttle. Why is it not limiting the throttle like it's supposed to? No engine failures. Oh my lord. I don't know what limiting the throttle was good for, but it was a nice attempt. Yeah, we're all kinds of crazy. I think I need to take a break. Let me see. I'd lose my patience so fast. Supposedly, the more you use the engine, the more. However, knowing how consistent engine failures happen, if I ever play RP1, I would turn the engine failures off. Yeah, I like the challenge, and usually, like, the way it is towards the end of the stream, when I start getting 4 or 5 hours in, I'm just, my patience is gone. I go from excited to play to I'm just ready to be done. Like, I've limited the throttle in 2 different settings now, and it's not doing any throttle limit whatsoever. I've limited the throttle in McJeb and in the VAB, and yet it's still utilizing 100% throttle. Try one more thing, and then I think I'm just going to be done for the day, guys. Alright, so limiting the throttle didn't do a damn thing. So what if I lower the burn time on these by a little bit? And then put a little bit more fuel back into here. Maybe that will have the goals that we want. But yeah, I do enjoy the challenge, but I'm starting to really get irritated when every single fucking launch has... I mean, maybe I should reduce the number of engines I'm using. Maybe that would help the cause. Because if I use 20 engines, that is 20 chances for engine failure. But if I use 5 engines, that's only 5 chances for engine failure. You see what I'm getting at? Maybe that's what I should be doing instead. But Like, for example, I'm using 4 Tiny Tim boosters. I could probably just use 1 underneath it, because the only thing these are doing is pushing it forward just long enough for this engine to spool up. So, maybe... I don't know. I guess let's try this and see what goes down. But I think this is going to be my last one. That's good, that's good, that's good. Because what I'm hoping to accomplish is I want these boosters to run out before the main engine does. Like, not exactly before, like, right before. I'd like to have about 30 seconds of burn time on this engine without the boosters. And the other thing that just occurred to me, that I increased the size of these tanks, so maybe I should check the balance on those tanks, because I never rebalanced them after we changed them. That's a nice burn time. I like that. Yeah, I think this problem is because this tank's not balanced anymore. I think that's exactly what this issue is. Although it's doing better than it did before, so... And I think maybe... I'd like to think that getting rid of the fins would make a difference, because the fins are slowing us down in the atmosphere. We're losing our spin stability, but that's why I switched these boosters, so that... Yeah, when we fire this engine, we should get another boost from those to spin stabilize us even more. I don't know, she's doing pretty good. She's pretty stable. Well, so much for that. Alright guys, I think I'm done. I say watch more Mike Aben later and make a better game plan for the next week. Yeah. Yeah. The balance on that is not horrible, though. does this keep going weird on me? So what happens if I get rid of them? Yeah. Alright, guys. I'm out of here. That was too much spin. That was too much spin. F5. So, thank you guys for dropping in and joining me. I appreciate it sincerely. You know what I'm going to do? Or wait, hold on. Where's my Be Right Back screen? I don't know where I put it. There you go. No. Alright, guys. I appreciate everybody who dropped in and hung out with me. Welcome to all. Got some science points to spend. Yeah, we'll look it up. I'll do some off-stream figuring out stuff and see if I can't make something work. Honestly, though, the biggest problem we're having is engine failure after engine failure in every single spot. So I think what I'm going to do is try to reduce the number of engines we're using by some degree. And maybe that helps. Maybe it doesn't. But we're 500 meters shy. 500 meters shy. It's just a matter of tweaking our freaking efficiency. We're so very close. But we'll try it next weekend. I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you all, to all the new subscribers, by the way. I hope I see you guys again on the next one. But until then, bye-bye.